So in the last lecture, we created our pipeline, but we still need to train our model, right? And the way that you train your model using the pipeline is you simply refer to the pipeline and call the fit function. That's kind of like when you're training. You have to pass in the data set for the features. So that will be X train, remember X train, and then the answer key. Like we're giving it the answer key also, or all the answers, so that it can learn patterns in the training features and looking at the answer and trying to find out what is going on, what correspond to the actual price. So we're going to go ahead and say Y train. All right. Now, training is already done. I mean, we don't really have that much data, and the data is also like a CSV format. So these kind of training, they're pretty fast. As you can see, it's done. So when the training is done, now we can actually get the predictions. And the way that you get the prediction is you simply say pipeline.predict. There's a function called predict. And you pass in the test data, X test. So this will give us the predictions. And we can actually go ahead and print out these predictions. Now, if you look at the predictions, these are just the final target value, which in our case is the price of a car. But we also want to find out how accurate are these predictions. I mean, just by looking at these numbers, it's very hard to find out like what these predictions are. So how can we make sure to understand that what these prediction actually means? And then we also want to make sure that what is in the Y test. Okay, we can see a little bit of hint over here, and I can show you this. The testing data, because remember, when we're predicting, we're passing in the X test, right? So that will be like what, 4,400 records? And it's giving us the Y prediction. This is the predicted value from our algorithm, from our model, basically. These are the answer key in the Y test, right? This is the actual answer key, which we got from the CSV file from Carvana. And we can compare now. I mean, just a few of them at least. The first one, the predicted value from our model is 18,678. But you can see that the first predicted value is 16,000, or rounded about to be 17,000. Okay, not that big of a difference. It's like maybe 1,500 or something like that. So that's fine. The next predicted value is 13, let's round it out to be like 13,400. Okay, well, the actual value was 14,500. So again, it's not like a huge difference in these values. You can see right there, this value, the predicted value is 22,693. And this value that's coming up is 26,000. So, okay, a little bit of a gap over there, probably around like $4,000 or something like that. But, we can assume that those kind of gaps will be there. But we also want to find out that how accurate is our model. And in order to find out how accurate is our model, we will have to import a couple of different things. So again, I'm going to go on the top and import Scikit-Learn.metrics. And from there, we're going to import something called a mean square error and R2 score. So these are both the things that we actually need that will help us find how much is the error, how much we are off, and also the score. Also, we will need NumPy. NumPy is a package that we can use to perform a matrix multiplication or any kind of arithmetic calculation, you can use that. So we're going to import that also. Let's go ahead and run all the cells again. Let's go scroll down. Okay, so everything is there. That's fine. And now we can actually find out the mean square error, which will be simply calling the function mean square error and passing in the test data, basically the actual data, and the prediction. So this is going to give us the mean square error. And let's actually print it out. Okay, so mean square error is coming out to be this part, right? A large, huge number. So it basically calculates the average prediction error. And it compares the actual prices, which is in y-test, with the prediction, with the predicted prices, which in this case is y prediction. Now, the question you might be asking will be that why square the errors? Because remember, mean square error means that these errors are squared. Because larger mistakes should be punished more heavily and negative value become positive. So that's why we are squaring them. So if the error comes out to be, let's say, I don't know, minus 5,000, it will be squared, whatever the square will be, like 25 something like that, 25 million or something. So big mistake becomes very noticeable. All right. So this is good to find out, but I think we will have a much better idea if we do root mean square error. Just take a root, np, which is numpy dot square root, and we can just take a square root of this error and then print it out. Root mean square error. Okay, so it comes out to be, let's say round it out to be $2,500. Okay, 2,500. What does that actually mean? Because this is the important part, right? Since mean square error, this one, squares a number, the result becomes really huge. We have already seen that, really huge. So taking the square root, brings the value back to the original unit. So now, if we are predicting car prices, the root mean square error is in dollar amount, which basically means, so this dollar amount, 2,496 or 2,500, this basically means this is an important number, and it means that on average, the prediction is off by about $2,500. That's what it means. So this is one of the most useful matrix for regression problems. Now, for $2,500 for our car, that's okay, right? I mean, the car is not like around $8,000. I mean, you can see the car values go up till like $26,000, even more. So $2,500 on average, it's okay, right? The other thing that we want to calculate is the R2 score. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it R2. And we can call R2 score, which is a function. We're going to pass in the actual stuff, which is the test, and the predicted. And let's go ahead and print out R2 score. R2 score come out to be 0.85. All right. So this basically will tell us that how well the model explains the data. It will be in the range of 0 to 1. 0 will be pretty bad. I mean, the model didn't really learn anything. I mean, it cannot predict anything. And 1 will be perfect. So we are in kind of like 0.85. So we are in a very good kind of a range. We're doing pretty good. All right, very good range. And what this is going to tell us is the model explains about 82% of the variation in car prices. All right. So this is a good prediction to show that what is the quality of the model that we have just trained. 85%, it's good. Now, if you want to increase it, you can look at different algorithms. see if those will make it go higher, get some more data, variations of data. Maybe that will help. But 85%, it's a pretty good score for our algorithm. All right. So this is how we will train our model. Now, one of the things that we still want to do is, we can see that we have trained the model. We can see the mean square error, root mean square error, R2 score. But if I have a car as the input data from the user, how would I pass it to our model so that it can predict? So in the next lecture, that is what we're going to do. Thank you.